awesome. It was awesome. Thank you all for being here, for coming here today, for watching the episode, and it was great standing back there. It was amazing. It's always amazing to get to hear people's response to it.
So today we were talking backstage about, you're directing an episode and you're like right there with the actors, you're right there with Sneakwood, and so on and so on. And you're thinking about all these details, and then you go and you watch the episode and you discover, no pun intended, new things about it that maybe you didn't even see when you were directing and producing. So what were the discoveries for you sitting here watching it with this audience?
Well, hello, audience. First of all, thank you for sticking with us for 5 seasons.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's incredibly touching to watch it with you all and to see what you enjoy, what you laugh at, what you find intriguing and exciting. I think probably the sweetest moment was when Trina proposed to Saru. Yeah, I didn't expect that vocalization from everybody, and I just thought that was great. And it's just wonderful watching all the way through. Each time you guys react, each time you all react. So yeah, it's very special.
There are a lot of discoveries, a lot of surprises here in this first episode. Like, what was behind that throwback to Next Gen Picard? I mean, like, when did that come into the conversation? That was awesome, by the way. But yeah.
That was actually, we had been talking about the progenitors actually in season 4, and it wasn't something that ended up playing out, but the episode The Chase is something, by the way, we have some of our writers here. There we go.
Bravo! Bravo, bravo!
And the Chase is an episode that had stuck with many of us because it explores such big ideas and big themes that, and yet at the end of the episode, they're just done and they're going to go on another mission. And it was something that felt like it was something that we could expand on. And when we were coming into this season then, and what we were doing thematically, looking at ideas of meaning, exploring where Burnham was going this season, it felt like just a really interesting place to explore for the missions themselves, and it felt very rich, this idea of life itself and meaning, and using that as a starting point for this adventure.
So I remember I was at work. It was around 2015 or 2016, and Mighty has a brand new issue on Stands Now, cover story about Star Trek, the current state of Star Trek. You all are interviewed for it. It's online, so you go to Variety.com. It's right there. It is excellent, excellent article. A lot of news about upcoming Star Trek, but there it is. I see an article that says Star Trek is coming back to television. And I posted the link on my social media with a comment that said, "Oh my effing God." But that was 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And since that premiere that you had the first 3 episodes at the ArcLight in Hollywood in August of 2017, now here we are in 2024 with the 5th and final season. Today I want to ask you there since the beginning of all this, what informed your approach going into season 5 to make this the biggest and best season of them all?
Well, the first thing I do is read the script from Michelle, and we get together, and that is literally our motto. How do we make this the biggest, most emotional, most fun season that we can deliver? And there's a lot of detail that goes into that, and we have a huge team behind us, but hopefully we succeeded. And it does feel like season 5 is the biggest that we've done.
I brought that up today because I think when Discovery premiered in 2017, of course that led to Picard and Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks, and you've got Section 31, and you got Starfleet Academy, and so on and so on and so on. It's really an exciting time.
Which, by the way, Tunde also directed Section 31.
Okay, wait, hold that thought. Hold on, don't worry, I'm absolutely going to ask you.
Sorry, Scott.
Section 31. But the difference is that when Star Trek came back, and because Alex Kurtzman was, in Secret Hideout, and Kurtzman did those first 2 movies with JJ, it was clear from the beginning that Star Trek was coming back to TV with a cinematic sensibility. And watching this episode on these big screens, you're going like, this feels like it should be in a theater. It absolutely does. So Michelle, like, what were the bigger challenges, especially with this first episode, because there's a lot of cinematic stuff going on. What was you've now directed, by the time you get to the end of the 5th season here, I think 14 episodes of the show. So you directed this one that we just saw, and you also directed the series finale. So the question for you is your perspective on it. You know, you're finished, that's a wrap. Okay, y'all, see you soon. And then you had to come back however many months later for, I think it was 3 days of final shooting. So what was it like that first day when everybody, you all came back and you finished filming these final few scenes? Like, what was the mood among the cast? Was it like, okay, like, what was it like?
We're a sentimental group. we're very close, and it was emotional. Yeah, those last 3 days, because like Michelle mentioned, we didn't know through the course of the season that we weren't coming back, and I do think it was a good thing, because everything would have been, oh, this is the last time we're doing this, and this is the last time we're doing that, and one can only have so many tears. But yeah, there was a lot of hugs, a lot of tears those last 3 days, and I think really just this feeling of understanding or hoping we'd accomplish something special, and hoping that we'd accomplish something special for all of you. And it was a long journey, starting way back in season 1, and bringing in Star Trek that hadn't been on the air for some time, and knowing that we're essentially launching this like little mini universe.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, Discovery really did what it was supposed to do, and now we have all these incredible shows that have been spawned. Yeah, I think that you give a round of applause to
Well, Tunde talked about it a few minutes ago. We go into every season wanting it to be bigger and better and more of all the things than the previous season. So we set the bar very, very high for ourselves. There were quite a few challenges. I mean, we have wonderful, wonderful technology in the AR wall, which allows us to create environments and have them feel very realistic. But there's a lot that goes into that. I don't want to ruin the way the cake is made.
like that.
Okay, but it's not going to ruin the cake. But you love the cake. I hope you love the cake. But there's a lot in terms of the technical stuff of getting the sand runner and matching it with the wall. Anyway, you don't care. It was great. There was a lot of technical stuff, but it was complicated. But thankfully, again, as Tunde said, we have a really great team. Tunde's incredible. If any of you are writing something and need a director, here's your guy. We had an amazing team who pulled it all together, and it really does take a team effort. It really does.
So here's what's really cool. A little more than a year ago, I was at South by Southwest, and I'm watching the Academy Awards, and there she is, Academy Award winner, Michelle Yeoh. The very first Star Trek captain to win an Academy Award. So everyone's, posting on X and Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff. Oh, Michelle Yeoh. I posted, first time a Star Trek captain won an Academy Award. And then all you retweeted me, so thank you for that. But Section 31, bringing Michelle back, she's gotten very, very, very friggin' busy. And there was this new photo in this brand new issue of Variety, another reason you should definitely get it, of Michelle filming, it's a scene from Section 31. So Tunde, what was it like for her to come back? What can we expect from Section 31 that's going to feel like Star Trek, but be a little different?
Yeah, Michelle came in, and that very first scene that we shot, it was like she had never left. It was incredible. Actually, that was literally what I told her, is that, wow, it feels like we just stopped filming with you yesterday.
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, what happens in that very first scene is, oh wait, I can't give that away. Nice try, Scott. But it is, again, all these treks are a little bit different. This one is definitely different, but it's still Trek. And we just finished shooting just a week and a half ago.
Ooh.
And it is awesome.
You know, what that Discovery gave us, this past year we lost Kenneth Mitchell. And, I was wondering if you could just talk about like a fond memory you have of Kenneth that made him so special.
There's many.
We love Ken. I don't know. I think having him come back and play Aurelio after his diagnosis and when it had already advanced a bit was really, really special for us because it wasn't easy for him to get up there, and our team came together. We scanned him and built that chair so that he could do that, and he got up there and he did it, and was every bit himself in that episode, and that he wanted to do that and that he could do that, even though it was so hard for him at that point. It was just really special. He's our family.
Let's hear it for Kenneth Mitchell. Just knowing the 908 episodes of Star Trek like I do. Yes, okay. Hang on a second. So when Discovery premieres on Thursday, those will be episodes 909 and 910 of Star Trek since 1966. 909 and 910. Take that, Star Wars. Plus 13 movies. I digress. But I think more than any other Star Trek series, the journey of Michael Burnham from that really rough start she had in season 1 with Lorca, with Saru, and Georgiou, to where she is right now in this first episode of season 5. I don't think there's a Star Trek captain who has been through as much of a journey where he or she has earned something so very much. Today, I want to talk about the journey, not just of Michael Burnham, but the journey of the great Sonequa Martin Green. Just this incredible funny book.
Yeah, well, she's an incredible human being, and she's an incredible actor. And yeah, most of the captains, all except for one and Sonequa, we met them as captains.
Yeah.
I mean, here she was playing these multiple roles, lieutenant, prisoner at one point. And it takes an actor of incredible range and incredible capability to be able to pull that off and to be believable in each of the different roles of each of the different phases of her life as Burnham. And so it was really fantastic to be able to see and to have a front seat to that. And one of those things I'll cherish the rest of my life.
There's nothing Sonequa can't do, and he's absolutely right. I mean, I saw that very early on, and as writers, that is just a gift because you can take the character anywhere. And she has some work this season that just is. I mean, every season, but this season in particular is just unbelievable. She's a formidable presence and performer, and just so emotional. And the tiniest moments, she just brings them to life. She's just. It's a real treat, honestly, to get to work with an actor like her.
So we have a new threats, new stakes, big stakes in season 5. And joining us in the audience, Elias Tufexis. Are you here, Elias? Just come up. What's that? I want to also open up to questions in either one of you. Tade, take it away.
Humbled, because the. It's interesting when you start working in the Star Trek family. you're really cognizant of all the people that came before who built this house. And it's an amazing house. And then we're allowed to come in and inhabit it for a little while and clean it up here and there and keep the beds warm. And we're just in this temporary state where at some point we're going to leave and someone else is going to come in and inhabit the house. And you just hope that you kept it in really good shape so that they can come in and take it to the next level. So it feels like you're part of a team, part of a family, and you just hope that you're handing it off in the right way.
Absolutely. Tuesday, next to you, director who made the most episodes of Disco is Jonathan Frakes. He directed yes, damn right, Jonathan Frakes, getting his Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actor for Star Trek Picard. That was a next level performance. Let's hear it for Jonathan Frakes, everybody. It's for you newbies. And you watch an episode like Balance of Terror when Styles goes off to engineering and Kirk says, "You're going to take over navigations." And she sits down and Sulu just like gives her a look like, cool. Star Trek has always been about representation in one way or another. Like, no show has really brought it to the forefront like Discovery has. With the relationship with Anthony Rapp and Wilson Cruz and the addition of Pluto Barrio. Michelle, what were the goals to bring that representation to the forefront, and how did you see it pay off with reactions from fans?
Well, it's something that we've always been cognizant of and aware of and very intentional about.
Yeah.
With Discovery, and we would have conversations at the beginning of seasons. Is there more that we can do? More that we can do with representation on screen, behind the screen, and I'm really, really proud, and I think we all felt a great responsibility to continue that. And again, that's part of the DNA of the original series, TOS. And I personally felt a responsibility to continue that moving forward. And the response has been wonderful. I think it has been said quite a lot, but I don't think it can be said enough that being able to see oneself reflected on screen can mean everything to someone. It can help them see who they can be and what they can do. And that's one of the things that I've always loved about Star Trek is that various iterations of the series have done that, and now we've helped contribute to that. And it's been an incredible thing to get to hear fan responses to that and what it means to them.
Yeah. But my question is obviously he comes with a lot of Star Trek history behind him. What was it like working with him? What made him special beyond the obvious as a director?
Yeah, well, they say never meet your heroes, right? But I met Jonathan, and he is one of my heroes. And he's just an amazing human being. The guy you see that sometimes comes up on stage is the same guy that you see behind closed doors. He's the guy that'll help you navigate different difficult situations. I just love him. And he just has that special quality when he shows up in a room or he shows up on set that just puts everybody in a really good mood. They just love being around him. And he directs the hell out of whatever it is he's directing. So yeah, we're really fortunate to have him in the Disco family, and I feel really fortunate just to know the guy.
Yeah,
I really do love him.
He has the best energy. You're in the room with Jonathan, whether it's a room like this or like an actual room, and he just makes everything better. All right, so time for your questions. So.